All right, tell you what, Twitch fans, it's kind of fun just from the behind the scenes portion of our games this month. At the announce table, we are watching some real time fun stuff going on with our laptop and electronic setup so we can see exactly who is going to be jamming and who is playing pivot. So we're just kind of watching that. Game underway. Arya Snark and Loki Hustlin got the stars for their teams.
Parker helping Gang Green keep the pack back. Booksquirm and Uniscorn coming back, skating into the pack.
Arya forced out, had to re-enter the pack, or re-enter the track. Up front, though, it's going to be Loki Hustlin out as your lead scorer. Parker sweeps across to Fall Risk. Now we got two active scorers on the floor. Loki, though, kind of making his second pass around. Loki calling it off as Arya's moving into the pack. Loki watching that time, watching the other skater, and calls it off, grabbing all 4 points for this jam. Meanwhile, we've got one skater already into the box. For Gang Green, Mind Goblin. Mind Goblin, oh, it's a low block on Mind Goblin. Jam number 2. Tweak Havoc and 2D Ramsey. Black Plague with the lead jam. Pack still kind of bunched up, not doing a lot. Ooh, got some green bodies on the floor. Gonna help Tweak out as far as snatching up those points. Tweak, however, skates out of bounds, has to re-enter.
And Tweak Havoc calling off the jam.
Jack Attack had moved in front, trying to cut off Tweak. You're looking out there right now, and you're seeing that Monster Meadow is still on the track. Loved game 1 so much, decided to play game 2.
That is what they say about roller derby. It might be addicting. Use cautiously. All right. Black Plague is currently in the league with 9 to Gang Green's 5, but it is anyone's game as Fall Risk comes out as your lead jammer.
Gang Green gets an active scorer out there. Oh, Fall Risk living up to the name. As Covalent Bondage swept around to take him down. Not so much to take him down, but he wound up going down at the same time as Covalent Bondage moving in front. So. Pushing through to the front of the pack and calling it off. That is going to be Black Plague. little bit different pace going on in these games than there are in the women's league, especially considering the women's league, they're playing for points. They're playing for those for that championship. Out here, we've got Derby for funds and for competitions.
And for leveling up.
Parker cuts in front and knocks Weinermoen out. Has to reset.
Tootie breaking free as your lead jammer for Gangrene.
Gangrene this time around got lead out. Black Plague unable to get somebody out active yet. Gangrene slowing the pack down so that they can keep that pivot for Black Plague from breaking, keeping him out of the pack. Watching this a little bit in the previous game, Zombina, Park and Rec, the Black Plague coaches, and Queen of Hurts, and Freddie coaching the Gangrene. Going to be interesting to watch the strategies evolve from those coaches.
For sure. I was thinking actually how tired Zombina has to be with all the things that she does. And a false start, perhaps?
Ref's going to call this one back. We're seeing who's going to... see who's going to be penalized on that one.
Oops, I did it again. Started too early, perhaps?
All right, and Black Plague, too many skaters out on the track, illegal procedure. Fall risk, gonna be heading to the penalty box. Out front, Mind Goblin, lead scorer. Loki unable to take off because of the pack position.
But making a short time, Loki hustling.
Mind Goblin did a great little move there. Faking out Artemis Primal and cutting back over. Artemis looking for a block and nobody was there.
And it's time for an official timeout.
Head ref Texas Outlaw heading over to the Black Plague bench, telling them what's going on, and it looks like they are going to be sending Weinermoen into the penalty box.
Weinermoen heading into the penalty box.
Gonna have Gem Annihilation and Arya Snark wearing the stars for their respective teams. Gangrene's gonna have a little 5-on-4 advantage to start this jam. Parker sweeping back and forth, gets cut off by Anita Hercha. He was holding back the active scorer, but a little bit of blocking assistance, and there goes Gem Annihilation. Meanwhile, Book Squirm being held back in the pack, unable to take the pivot turn. Arya also being Just as Arya Snart gets active, this jam gets called. Black Plague adds 3 more points. Sylvia Wrath, Fall Risk with the stars. Up front, Tootie and Artemis Primal. Loki Hustlin looking to give an assist with the Black Plague.
Oh, and Fall Risk has fallen. And
Mind Goblin going down outside. Fall Risk, your active scorer, your lead jammer. Mind Goblin positioned behind Lobs. Taking himself out of play, but has not called the jam. Sylvia Wrath active as Fall Risk comes around the outside. Catching points and calling the jam. And that outside was a full open lane for Fall Risk to be able to skate in and get those 4 points.
Black Plague is very much in the lead at 20 to Gangrene's 10.
Did not help that Mind Goblin injury during that jam. We've got, he's going to be going to get checked out over on the bench now. Gem Annihilation and Parker are your scorers. Parker finally, it's like, never gets knocked out of bounds. One of those rare times. Catches up though, and Parker is your lead jammer.
Wynamo and Pivot turn jammer.
Looks like, yep, has been acknowledged by Pippi. So we've got 2 on the floor. Meanwhile, Black Plague racing that pack, getting out to a lead. Tweak Havoc swept back in and sectioned off as a baby for Parker. Helped to bring the pack together, and now we've got 4 for Gangrene.
Hellia Rage and Artemis Primal are our jammers.
Ankle Biter moving in front of that Gangrene jammer, trying to hold back. Elliott Ridge moving to the outside, gets quickly cut off. Black Plague, meanwhile, going to have the lead jammer out there, Artemis Primal. Artemis has been having a pretty fun season here with our zombie games. Not sure. Yeah, I thought it looked like she had been knocked to the inside and didn't enter correctly.
Elliott Rage skating for Gangrene. Their pivot.
And Artemis is going to be heading into the penalty box for a directional penalty. Gangrene getting back within range, picks up some more points. It's now a 20-17 game.
It's really anyone's game, which is always the best games. Our jammer includes an actual moose.
Moose and fall risk. Moose trying to cut through. Actual moose and actual moose, your lead jammer.
And a team timeout by Black Plague. Park and Rec says, gather around, team. Let's chat it out.
We've got about 4 minutes and 29 seconds in this half as we are in the timeout. Skaters on both of these teams sharpening their skills, having a little bit of fun, getting a chance to show off in between the women's games here during our 2024 season.
And we are coming back.
Loki and Booksquirm going to be wearing your stars when we get back in. Up front, the pivot's trying to command position, but Loki moving a little bit too fast. Cuts out. Lead jammer. Covalent Bondage is going to jump with the pivot turn. Loki. Yep, you can see Loki heading in, trying to find that inside seam where the Gangrene skaters were on the outside toward the back of the pack.
And Black Plague's kind of taken a step out. 26 to Gangrene's 19.
Pack spreading out along the track. Holmes engages an actual moose. Front of the pack moving out of play. Actual Moose goes into the penalty box for an illegal block out of play. As did Monster Meadow. Artemis Primal grabbing 4 points to 2 on that jam. Fall Risk and Uniscorn, your jammers. Fall Risk out as your lead jammer.
And actually, Elliott is pivot turn jammer for Gangrene.
Pack setting up and watching for the arrival of the jammers. An Actual Moose had that head on a swivel.
Uniscorn and Parker making a wall. And Fall Risk calls off the jam.
Fall Risk once again moves to the outside to try to sweep around that pack, picking up the points.
Black Plague 34, Gangrene 21.
Gonna see if we can get some jammers out here, and we do. This should be our last jam of the half. Ducky on the floor all alone. Mighty Ducky cuts the inside. Picking up the points at the end of this half.
Is this
Huh?
Chicken Duck?
Yeah, we will be checking a duck. No worries. All right, we are back in on commentary as we have rejoined half number 2, Black Plague and Gangrene.
And Black Plague is currently in the lead, 42 to Gangrene's 23. But still time.
Black Plague picking up 3 to Gangrene's 2 in that jam. Arius Snark, Artemis Primal wearing the stars. Elliott Rage teaming up. To try to hold back Artemis Primal. Along with Book Squirm. It's a good back wall for a little bit, holding back Artemis Primal, but Artemis Primal now your lead scorer.
And Elliott Rage heading to the penalty box.
Skaters tried to crush in on Artemis Primal. Artemis, though, comes through, picks up that point, and actually picks up 4 of them by the time it's done. Although both skaters picking up 4 points, so good for the scoreboard, but a wash as far as any kind of lead. Each team with somebody in the penalty box right now.
And Fall Risk makes very light work of breaking free to be your lead jammer, followed by 2D Ramsey.
Both teams trying to set up. Jack Attack. Oh, Jack Attack trying to come across and sweep into Fall Risk, unable to take him out.
Did you know that after this game, there's another game, and after that, there is an after party, and you are totally invited to Saints Pub and Patio, 20220 East Jackson Drive in Independence, Saints Pub and Patio, the after party that you are invited to. Black Plague hit 50, Gangrene 27.
Pack in the back. Yeah, meanwhile, the front skaters out of play. Aria Snark bumped by Monster Meadow. Artemis Primal, your lead jammer. Both jammers active. Pack slowing down. Aria swept to the inside. Artemis also swept to the inside.
There is still time to pick up the 50-50 raffle. You too can buy some tickets and maybe be a big winner.
Tweak Havoc and Sylvia Wrath are your scorers at the Stars. Pivots moving forward. Waiting for the pack to catch. Coming around the inside, Tweak Havoc is your lead scorer. Tootie with pivot break. Jammer still comes around to the outside and calls this one off. Kovo and Gem Annihilation are your scorers for this jam. Covalent Bondage slips to the inside. Back around to the outside. Now looking to open up some track. Gem Annihilation keeping pace. Covalent Bondage looking to slip around and find a seam.
And Black Plague is 57 at Gangrene's 30.
Both teams picking up 3 points on that one. Gangrene not making any headway into the lead of Black Plague. And Actual Moose being bumped around a little bit by Loki Hustlin, who is disengaged by Helliot Rage. Helliot Rage doing a great job in this game, blocking back in the back of that pack. Fall Risk, though, is going to be out and active for the Black Plague. There goes an Actual Moose.
It is true, an Actual Moose has breaking free as a jammer.
Black Plague lost that lead, and an Actual Moose able to get in and call the jam from the middle of the pack.
And it's time for an official timeout.
Or I thought an Actual Moose was declared the...
Hey.
Oh, there we go. This time Gangrene cuts into a 4-2 jam and cuts that lead by Black Plague down by a couple.
We're fancy now. I think it's free. I know. That's exactly it, just like screenshot. I mean, because that's like what you do, right? That's how easy it is. All right, always a good time here at Fountain City. And we're glad you're here, but if you were at home, you could be watching us on Twitch, which is awesome. And if you are watching us on Twitch, welcome.
Jack Attack switching places out into the box. So I guess it's Jack in the Box.
Oh my gosh, it is really Jack in the Box. Ha ha ha.
Center of the track, we've got a little huddle of zebras going on.
And it is Jammer Dance up in here. All right. Our officials have figured things out.
Still not sure that I figured out what Parker was doing. Looked smooth.
Yeah, Parker was skate dancing, and we were all impressed. It was amazing.
Mighty Ducky and Parker are your scorers.
And Jack out of the box. Oh.
Jack Attack looking to catch up with this pack. Closing fast. Parker lead scorer, Ankle Biter with the pivot turn. Seen Ankle Biter a little bit as a blocker. Now looking to make some noise as a scorer and doing a good job. Ankle Biter takes advantage of Parker's position, cuts through the pack, and makes it look easy. That was good skating by Ankle Biter. I won't say I'm impressed because Enkelbiter's a great skater out there, but that was impressive.
That was impressive. Always exciting to see good skating.
Artemis Primal and Actual Moose are your scorers for this one. Artemis Primal being held back for the moment, looking to make a move. And Actual Moose trying to get position. Aria with a little bump on Wine and Moan in there.
And our lead active scorer is an Actual Moose. The Loki hustling, and it is Pivoter Jammer.
The God of Mischief trying to catch up to an Actual Moose. And sneaking in front on the inside track. Loki hustling jumps to lead and calls this one off. Black Plague with the last couple of jams has opened up their lead, now 67-36 over Gangrene. Fall Risk moving from the outside into a center spot and finds an opening to lead jam.
And Parker is right on his tail.
Gangrene skater on the floor. Sheila Shovegood as both of our scorers come around and come into the pack. Once again, Black Plague getting position and getting those points.
And Black Plague has really broken free. 71 to Gangrene's 37.
Holmes and Tootie Ramsey are your scorers. And Holmes with a quick jump off to the races as your lead jammer. Aria Snark with a pivot break.
And Holmes takes the inside and calls off the jam.
That was good. It looked like there were a couple of Black Plague skaters in there who opened up that inside track for him. Good positional blocking to create a seam. Book Squirm, Artemis Primal up front with the stripes. Fall Risk and Parker, your scorers. 2-all trying to hold back Parker, unable to. Goofy Foot and Gem Annihilation.
And Fall Risk got taken out by an Actual Moose.
Pivot break taken now by Artemis. Parker through. Gangrene not really needing to burn a lot of time off of the clock, instead needing to call these jams and get lined up for the next one.
And move along.
About 4.5 minutes in the shortened halves. Time ticking down a lot faster. Mighty Ducky and Tootie Ramsey squaring off. Gonna be Ducky through the pack. Both scorers active as the pack watches. Ducky just pushing up through the pack. Didn't necessarily need to look for a seam, just made one.
And that's how that goes sometimes. And it's a great moment to thank all of our Fountain City volunteers for making tonight happen. Thank you. If you're reffing, if you are doing the score, and all of our medical staff, thank you for letting us play the game and play it safe. 79 is where Black Plague is. Gangrene is 41.
Gemini Elation Parker with the stars. Parker breaks out of the pack. Gemini Elation right behind. Gangrene slowed the pack. Parker busts in. Takes a little hop, calls this one off, trying to minimize the Black Plague points and maximize Gangrene. 4-1 jam for Gangrene.
It's a great time to do 50-50 raffle. Low-key hustling. Just low-key walked right through that.
Pack spread itself out and completely open up on the outside. Covalent Bondage found an equally open seam on the inside. Oh, Actual Moose denied the wide open center to Loki hustling, but Loki
Definitely
still got that point.
slowed him down, that's for sure. And it's time for a timeout for Black Plague.
Down to about a 1 jam or 2 jams, depending on how things go. Black Plague Jammers have been having a lot of good openings, getting in and getting out to the races. I know Fall Risk has taken a lot of good jams starting out from the outside. Artemis Primal's been having a good game as well. Mighty Ducky. Gemini Elation. Pretty much, I think everybody has been having some degree of success on the jam line. On Gangrene side, Aria Snark, Parker, of course, and Tootie Ramsey. Mind Goblin has been conspicuous after that early injury in half one.
And Holmes skates right through. And followed by Parker.
Shades of the Fountain City all-gender league games. Holmes cutting through that pack and cutting through the track, just without cutting the track, but cutting through that track and snagging some points.
Making a seam where there is none. And it's likely our last jam.
Tootie Ramsey and Artemis Primal. Gonna do it again. Black Mamba out there trying to calm everyone down. It's like, okay, just slowly bring it back around the track.
All right, that was take one.
Okay, Fountain City fans, get loud. This is our last jam of this game. Show these teams how much you appreciate what they've been doing. Tootie Ramsey jumps out with the lead. Loki waiting to find out where the pack was in order to be able to jump. Loki and Tootie out on the floor. Oh, Monster Meadow lays Tootie Ramsey down.
And that is our zombie game.
Okay, unofficial score is pretty much going to be our official score. 88-45, Black Plague coming out on top.